Welcome into New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We're about to get into a mailbag where we answer your guys' questions. If you want your question answered on the next Knicks mailbag, it's an easy thing you got to do. Go hit that big red button. Subscribe to New York Knicks Now. Help us get to 14,000 subs on the channel. Subscribe, and we'll see you on the next mailbag. Shout out to El Cid. What up, bro? He says, can we see Quickley possibly winning Sixth Man of the Year? Yeah, I'm still laughing from earlier. It's a chance, right? I mean, if he's going to probably be the sixth man for Immanuel Quickly. He will be the sixth man for the Knicks. And if he comes out and is one of the best six men in the NBA, absolutely he could win the Sixth Man of the Year. He's got to be more efficient, though. He has to play like he did in the second half of the season compared to the first half. Second half, he shot like 45% from the field and almost 40% from three. He can't be a sub 40% shooter from the field and a sub 35% shooter from three. Sometimes he goes through those long, cold streaks of games to game. He needs to be an efficient player this year and a consistent player. If he's more efficient and more consistent, he's absolutely going to be in the running for the Sixth Man of the Year. Because remember, the guy that played the most fourth quarter minutes for the Knicks last year was Immanuel Quickley. I don't know if that's going to happen this year with Brunson, but he's going to get a lot of minutes, no doubt about it. Let's show Immanuel Quickley some love. Let's type 5 in the comment section. A guy that's a gym rat. He's first guy in, last guy out. He's getting up shots. He skipped Christmas with the family to get shots up. This dude just breathes basketball, and he bleeds orange and blue. Type 5 in the comment section. One of the most likable Knicks ever. He just plays with the swag and the New York heart. Type 5 in the comments. Let's show Immanuel Quickley some love. Shout out to JJ. What teams from playoffs are playing last year can we realistically jump over this season? Producer Seeps isn't going to like this, but I think the Bulls for sure. The fact that Lonzo Ball is probably going to miss the remainder of the season. The Bulls without Lonzo were an under 500 team record-wise. And that's going to hurt because he's one of the best perimeter defensive guards in the league. And I thought he really was an engine to that offense and that team in general. Let me look up the standings real quick. I think the Bulls are a team that's going to take a step back this year in the East, and that's really just because I think that they're going to miss Lonzo. Like, they really are. When you lose your starting point guard, it really has a whole effect on your team. I also think, and we got a Heat fan in here as well, I think the Heat are going to take a step back because when you continue to stay the same team over and over again, the Heat didn't get any better this offseason. They got worse. They lost P.J. Tucker. I think the Heat and I think the Bulls are two teams that are going to take steps back in the East this year, and I think we could jump over them, no doubt about it. And it's F the Heat. Type F the Heat in the comments right now. Suck it, Rolly. Shout out to Muhammad, even though he grilled my haircut and my widow's peak. He said, this is MSG. Where can we pull in stars, but we always fall short? We have picks and young players to trade. Why is it so hard to trade for another star? Because to trade for a star, one's got to be available. You're probably talking about the Donovan Mitchell deal. Look, if it was true that they wanted RJ and they wanted Quentin Grimes and they wanted 3 unprotected first-round picks, I'm glad we didn't pull the trigger on that trade. That's absolutely way too much to trade. I'll tell you this, though. The next time a star becomes available, the Knicks are not going to have any excuse to miss out on him. They're going to have to go all in because at some point, you have to consolidate this roster and you have to consolidate these assets. You have 11 players on this team that are younger than 26. You have 4 first-round picks coming up next year. You have 7 first-round picks over the next 3 years. You're not going to draft 7 players. There's no intention for the Knicks to do that. They got those picks to trade those picks for a superstar. My guess, it's going to be Devin Booker. That's the guy that's going to become available soon. I think the Suns have peaked in the West. Chris Paul has father time pulling on his jersey. And the whole thing with the owner stuff is at a place where people really want to play basketball. I think Devin Booker is going to be the next guy the Knicks go after. And he's a CAA guy. We all know it's CAA Mafia at Madison Square Garden. Be like the real ones out there and get yourself a New York Knicks Now Real One t-shirt. It's swaggy. It fits good. You rep Chat Sports, and you get to rep the channel. Be a real one. Go to chatsports.com/real Knicks. That's chatsports.com/real Knicks. I'll put that link in the comments and description of today's show. And if you get a shirt, when it comes in, throw it on, take a picture, send it to me on Twitter or Instagram at @MarshallGreen_, and we'll put it up on the show. Danny Becker, what up, bro? He says, you think that if Tibbs plays the young guys and the Knicks don't make the playoffs, he has an excuse. But if he does what he wants to do and they don't make the playoffs, then that's on him. Okay, so you think that if Tibbs plays the young guys and the Knicks don't make the playoffs, he has an excuse. He does. He does have an excuse. But that's not what Tibbs is going to do. He's going to coach this roster to win basketball games. That's what Leon Rose said in his interview on Madison Square Garden. He said he has carte blanche over this roster. His job is to win games. But if he does what he wants to do and they don't make the playoffs, then that's on him. I agree with that. If he goes with the vets and they suck and he plays Randle 40 minutes and he plays Derrick Rose a lot of minutes. But look, guys, there's really not that many vets on this team. When you look at the roster on screen, R.J. Barrett, 22 years old. Jalen Brunson, 26. Mitchell Robinson, 24. Quentin Grimes, like 22. Quickley's like 22. Reddish is like 22. Toppin's like 24. Hartenstein and Sims are younger than 25. There's no real vets on this roster anymore. The only vets are Fournier, who's like 30, and Randle's like 27, and he's the vet. There's not really a lot of vets for him to play anymore. The only vet that you really can be mad about is Fournier playing a lot of minutes, but he's one of the best shooters in basketball. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, no doubt about it, but there's just really not a lot of vets for him to play anymore. He has no choice but to play the young guys, and I can't wait to see that. Shout out to Muhammad. D-Rose off the bench and trade EQ. IQ? Immanuel Quickley? No, I ain't trading Immanuel Quickley. Do you mean Evan Fournier? Yes, you trade Evan Fournier, but no, you do not trade Immanuel Quickley. Why would I trade Immanuel Quickley to play Derrick Rose? That's working backwards. Derrick Rose, love him. He's one of my favorite players to watch, but I'm not trading Immanuel Quickley to give Derrick Rose more minutes. A guy that, as much as we love him, has a long injury history, and he's 34, and he's coming off ankle surgery where he just played 26 games last year. If you mean Evan Fournier, yes, I would trade Evan Fournier, no doubt about it, but no, I'm not trading Immanuel Quickley so Derrick Rose can get more minutes. I appreciate everybody that subscribed to New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports, all 13,600 of you guys. Let's keep the army growing. We're the fastest growing Knicks channel on YouTube. We've doubled our subscriber count in the past 4 months, and I want to continue to do that. So if you love the Knicks and you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube, go down right now, hit that big red button. We put out videos every single day. JP, the boss. Boss. Are the Knicks better than what most people think? I think so. I think a lot of people think the Knicks aren't even a team that compete for a play-in spot. Was that Michael Wilbon? Wilbon said the Knicks are not a play-in team. He said even if the Knicks traded for Donovan Mitchell, they wouldn't be a play-in team. It's just the easy thing to do to hate on the Knicks, right? Knicks for clicks. Yeah, I think the Knicks are a team that are on the border of being a playoff or a play-in team. It all depends. Is Randle going to be good this year? Is Derrick Rose going to be healthy? Is Brunson going to live up to the hype? Is Robinson going to take a step? Is Fournier going to be good again? Is R.J. Barrett going to take a step? There's a lot of stuff that's going to factor into it. But at the end of the day, yes, I think the Knicks are better than a lot of people think. Remember, the Knicks were just the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference back in 2021. They've added Jalen Brunson. They're a much better team than they were then. Last question from Muhammad. Randle and a first for Ayton and Crowder, bro. What do you think? I think the Suns hang up on you and block your number. Would I do the trade? Absolutely. What's the point of getting DeAndre Ayton, though, when you already paid Mitchell Robinson 4 years and $60 million? You don't need another center that's, what, didn't Ayton get the max from the Suns? So you're going to be paying your backup center $60 million. You also paid Isaiah Hartenstein 3 years, $24 million. Or was it 2 years and $16 million? It's $8 million per. I don't remember if it was a 2 or 3 year deal. Sorry for that, guys. But no, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I get where you're going with the Crowder thing because he is on the trade market. There's rumors that there's going to be a Crowder trade. Him and the Phoenix Suns have agreed to work towards the trade. That's what Shams Charania said on the rally the other day. He said, sources tell me that both the Suns and Crowder are now working towards finding a trade for him out of Phoenix. He's not going to show up to training camp. And also, remember the last time the Knicks played the Suns? Mitchell Robinson made DeAndre Ayton's daddy was Mitchell Robinson. That's what I'm trying to say. Mitchell Robinson dominated him. It was like, wait, that's the guy that was the number 1 pick? That's the guy that's going to get the max salary? And Mitchell Robinson gave him that work. I'm cool with Robinson. I don't need DeAndre Ayton. But maybe you guys do want Jae Crowder on this team. So I'll ask you, do you think the Knicks should trade for Jae Crowder? 3-and-D specialist. He's a Tibbs guy through and through. It makes some sense. I would say pass. I don't think it makes sense with the way the Knicks are going, where you want to play more guys like Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish and Obi Toppin and RJ Barrett. So he's going to have to take those guys minutes. I'll ask you, though, should the Knicks trade for Jae Crowder? I say pass, but hey, I value your guys' opinion more than my own. Type T for trade, type P for pass.